Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. Now, if I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract, see, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
I got a question for you. From what I know, the metaphysical community is totally against this movie. And I'm talking about big names of the metaphysical community. Oh,
metaphysical. Are you talking about the community that don't exist? The community that doesn't exist is against something.
Yeah, and the thing is that with all the spirituality in the movie, I don't understand it. So you tell me, why you think the metaphysical community is against this movie?
Well, you think that's shocking?
You must be reading my mind, because I was getting ready to segue into that. You know, people in our communities are against the movie, and
you know me, I throw alleys.
let me say for what were you calling them, Holip? What you call those people? The misery what?
Misery merchants.
Misery merchants. Yes, this movie is made $500 million already worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah, it's also moving up the charts for being the in its second week grossing the highest for a movie in its second week. So I'm gonna turn it back to you, Dawood, and what you were saying about.
Yeah, so
I think Salima was saying something or getting ready to say something.
Go ahead, sis.
I was just getting ready to say that these what are we calling them now?
Misery merchants.
Misery merchants. I love that. All the time. These misery merchants are seriously like applying a comic book to our actual real life. Like my 5-year-old nephew has a severe obsession with Spider-Man. Like, if people on the street that he don't know ask him his name, he says his name is Peter Parker, and this is what these people are doing. But he's 5.
He's 5,
so he can be forgiven.
He's 5. He won't grow out of that. You know, and I kind of sort of swayed him towards, you know, get rid of Peter Parker. Be T'Challa when we was at the movie. But, I mean, because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
How about Luke Cage?
Anyway. Yes.
But Salima, remember Vernon loved Michael Jackson. He told me and Mark, he said, I hate y'all. Remember when he was little?
Yes. But
He'll
Vernon
grow out of it.
Grew out of that. He definitely grew out of that. You know, he had grown men with kids and wife and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, he was a big Michael Jackson fan.
These adults are like, you know, I mean, they're breaking it down to, you know, and this. I'm like, are you guys serious? What are we doing here?
You remember that saying that I had on my page, Salima, and it's so applicable to what you're saying right now. A wise man speaks when he has something to say, and a fool speaks because he has to say something.
Something, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't see anybody breaking down the Wonder Woman movie or like.
Oh God!
Exactly.
How did we get here, people? Like how?
Exactly.
I need to know.
How about this? Maybe it has something to do with the fact that the Wonder Woman movie was freaking horrible.
How about this?
Bad.
I would say the exact opposite. The exact opposite is that all of these black metaphysicians and conscious people broke down Wonder Woman, Iron Man, Avengers ad nauseum, like did show upon show, but now you got a black show and it's after Black Panther. Like what?
Well, how did they feel about Luke Cage?
Did you not, Minister? You didn't know that the Black Panther is the only movie in Hollywood that's actually produced by white people? You didn't know that?
Yo,
no other movie before that was ever produced by white people.
Can I dismiss some myths? Can I dismiss some myths real quick?
Go ahead.
Put a Birth of a Nation up against the movie, and I'm like, I had to.
Oh man, please.
It was produced.
Bring it on, bro.
It was produced by 5 producers. 3 of them are white. 3 production companies produced Birth of a Nation. They're owned by white people. It was distributed by a white company. The director and writer, he could have got money from Byron Allen, who's a black producer and is trying to get into distribution and all that. He turned them down. Y'all need to
that
stop.
goes against the narrative. Also, another thing that annoys me is you can see what is good because I can always tell who actually reads comics and who knows about the source material and who doesn't,
right? By
what they say in the
right.
You know the takes that they have on things. You know, and there's a lot of that going around. Like this one guy, I had posted it up a while ago before the movie came out. He said after his nephew's going to see the Black Panther, he's going to take him and teach him about the real Black Panthers with Fred Hampton. I'm like, nigga, you had to wait until the movie came out for you to do that?
Wait. I'm so happy you said that. What about...
how's he going to tie Huey P. Newton with T'Challa?
Yeah.
But what about the empty buckets that thought that the movie was going to be about the Black Panthers, and they left the theater like, this was not about the Black Panthers. What are they talking about? Are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. It's like people will jump on and attach themselves to things and you know, attach their own political agendas or whatever to a thing, and it has nothing to... at the end of the day, this is a movie. At the end of the day, it's one of the movies in the MCU leading toward their big movie, which is Infinity War. That's it.
And
that's the way I see it. Yeah.
And it's fictional. And another thing is, if you wasn't smart enough to pay attention to a man running around in a black cat suit, then that's your fault. I mean, and they were like, Huey Newton wasn't even in the movie. They was only in L.A. for a minute. And I'm like, dude, are you serious?
You know what?
Like, we really
well, Mark had to school somebody today who was trying to make connections.
That was
trying to make connections that really are not related to the source material and basically were changed because the director's from Oakland. Gary Killmonger was not in L.A.
Right.
Gary Killmonger was in Harlem.
Yeah, that was an embarrassing moment on that thread, bro.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to you know, make all these connections and decode when why don't you just read the fucking comic?
Right. And the thing about it was the disclaimer was put there before she made that comic a couple of points ahead on his thread, and she still didn't read.
What are the chances that any of those people knew that the Black Panther comic book came out 3 years before the actual Black Panther party was born?
Right.
And
the comic book came out in 61.
Right.
The Panthers came out in 64.
Eric, there's a strong. Not only that, I'll even put some more on that. There's a strong possibility that the Black Panther Party was based on that comic book because those guys are around 17, 18 years old and were comic readers.
Right. Thank you. It was, and I can tell you why, because I read Bobby Seale's book, To Seize the Time, back in the day. I know my Black Panther history, and I tell you that's exactly the truth.
Yeah,
exactly the truth.
Wow.
So what they're claiming the Black Panther to be is exactly the exact opposite.
Exactly.
Also,
let me speak to. I'm sorry, bro. Let me speak to the effect though, because I take a different position than. I mean, I agree with y'all that it's just a movie, but let me just tell you the effect. Okay. Now, first of all, first day I went to go see that was Friday. A local dude who just does stuff with children, like the summer league things. Dude bought the whole movie theater out, had the news come, right?
Nice.
And it was at least, and I could only count for what I saw, there was at least 30 father and son combinations that went to go see that movie. At least.
Nice.
Okay? That's number one. I was in that movie with my boy that I've known since 1994, an ex-drug dealer, with both of his sons and my son on the other side. That was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
In the movie theater, you would have thought that the spirit was like, and I talk about this event, although we all have different feelings about it, you would have thought it was like the Million Man March. Because you had black people in there from all walks of life, some from the street, some from whatever. Nobody wanted to bother nobody. People were saying, excuse me. Women wasn't looking at each other crazy. It was a beautiful environment. Number two, my daughter, I took my daughter the next day to go see it, right? We went to go see it together. She then went and got 5 of her friends. They all went to see it. So think about the effect that seeing all of that is going to have on our children. We sitting up in here as idiots arguing over, the Black Panther is this, and I don't worship. I heard somebody say this. I don't worship no hero. I worship myself. I'm a hero. Like, nigga, you crazy?
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm quite sure when you pay your taxes to the IRS, it says you hero. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. And when a person said this
I mean, the fact that you pay taxes to the IRS, how much of a hero can you possibly be? But whatever.
Word.
The
person that said this, they had an icon of Cyborg. And they said, I'm my own hero. I'm like, yo, man, do you know how stupid you look? But what I'm saying is that, yo, the children are really positively affected by this movie.
Right.
After this movie goes out, because this is probably going to stay in the movie theaters, almost as long as Wonder Woman did. After it goes out, it's going to be running on HBO. It might be running on TNT. So for the next 20 years, there's a good chance that if your child is home on Saturday and they're watching TV, Black Panther may come on. And when it does, your child is going to have questions about black people having their own nation and Africans in general. And so you really are going to sit there and you're going to speak against that? You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason they call them misery merchants.
Well, let me say this. Killmonger's character in a comic book, he was brought back to life twice.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's not unusual in Marvel.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
wow.
And it was done ritualistically. Both times. So.
Oh, I definitely believe if there's a sequel, Michael B. Jordan's going to be in the sequel.
Yeah.
He definitely. I don't know if he's going to come back, but he's going to be in it.
Right.
He's going to definitely be in it.
Well, there's definitely going to be a sequel. There's too much money not to.
This isn't this isn't like the Daredevil movie where we revisit that bullshit.
You had to go there.
I wonder if any of these metaphysicians did they break down The Last Jedi? Did they break that down? Did they decode that?
Oh man,
no. They.
What's
the rhyme Immortal Technique said? You try moving your moms out the project. You moving shit with your mind. Yeah, right.
Right. You know what? I had a conversation with one of them before, and he's like, "Oh, you need to get in the realm." And I'm like, "In the realm? If you can teleport your mind or do something with your mind, what? Why all of y'all don't get in a room together and fix everything. I don't understand that personally. I don't understand that thinking, no, you have to do it for yourself. This is crap. If you can't prove it to me,
I'm going to say the second most controversial thing tonight. When the communities in the inner cities start worshiping scientists instead of entertainers, we'll have a better generation of people.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, ain't nothing controversial
about that. You are absolutely correct. There ain't nothing controversial about that.
I'm glad. I love that Shuri character.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. She was the best. She was, you know, like I was saying, I was watching the Black Panther cartoon on YouTube, and Shuri actually challenged T'Challa was going to challenge T'Challa for the throne. But their cousin or their cousin challenged him, and then she was going to challenge him also, and then they stopped her. Her mother stopped her. So when she did the part where she was acting like she was going to challenge him, I cracked up because I knew that at some point she was going to challenge him. So they had
that was probably like a little Easter egg in there that they threw in.
Yeah, they had little funny things.
Because she did become the Black Panther in the comics.
Yes, she did.
Right.
She does?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
A few people have held the mantle.
That's why all of these ridiculous attempts to make this nation apply to real world circumstances is so retarded, because Marvel will jack up your whole character. They'll kill you. They'll mess your whole universe. They play with storylines like it's nothing to them. Like there's a storyline where the T'Challa destroyed all the vibranium in Wakanda to save his people.
Wow. Damn.
I mean, these conscious community guys' head would explode if they knew that.
He also faked his death and had a robot moving around as him while he was doing something else.
Oh, and here's another one, Mark.
Huh?
This is another one that they'll decode for centuries if they find out about this. He actually was dealing with the Illuminati. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
In the comics.
The secret society everybody knows about.
No.
Allow me to expose my colon once again. The ramification inflicted on the incision placed within the fallopian cavities serves to be holistic, taken from the Latin word jalapeno.
It was war they wanted and war they got.